Hi, this is Tim. Welcome to the 1916 Company, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch was launched in 2024. It's the Gerald Charles Masterlink. So the company that was the last major venture of designer and creator Gerald Genta, his birth name is the basis for the brand name. This timepiece hails from his pen, at least originally, but more recently the brand has been re-established, and the timepiece in my hand represents a melding of the Gerald Charles design language from the 2000s with the integrated bracelet paradigm of the modern era. Ironic, since back in the 70s, the original Gerald Genta coined the genre. The timepiece here is built around its bracelet, and I guess we may as well talk about that after the dimensions. 38 millimeters across in steel, not including the crown, 8.1 millimeters thick. If you measure it lug to lug and just lug to lug, it's 44.6 millimeters. Measure the first link to its opposite number on the other side, and the total distance across the wrist is 53 millimeters. I put it on my scale with all the links in the bracelet minus the little tag. It is 130.97 grams in steel. We'll throw this on my wrist. I must say that this is one of those watches where you just can't pull the bracelet straight down out of the lugs. So it's got a little bit of stiffness to it. You can't, for example, pull it straight down like this. It arcs out and over. On my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, the watch wears well, but I do get the feeling it would be hard to wear on a wrist smaller than mine because of the stiffness of the bracelet. So let's say 16 centimeters circumference and up, like mine. And then it is very flat, so it'll easily slide under a dress cuff. As stated, this watch is all about the bracelet, and there are some fascinating features here. One of which is the fact that on both sides of the bracelet, every single link is removable, and the manner of disassembly is somewhat involved. You remove these outer links, which are fixed by screws, and then inside, underneath these cap links, there are screw bars that join the bracelet together. So once you remove the cap links, there's another screw that you undo to part the bracelet and remove the link. The good news is there's so many of these removable links, it's almost impossible to imagine that provided the watch fits your wrist, you won't be able to find the correct size. And if you look here, you can see that there are two intermediate sized links on each side, so you can really fine-tune. At first glance, it's not obvious how this clasp opens. It is a sequential close, so this side closes before the other. These are actually triggers, so you have to press these 4 triggers for this to open up. So don't try to jam it open by force. You actually push and then open. It's a very simple system. It gives you that extra security of trigger release. It's not simply a snapshot friction fit system. Gerald Charles, patented design, fair enough. It's a very clean look, and it's a reasonably thin implementation of triggers, as it doesn't add any height or outward complexity to the mechanism. The case is handsome with satination and polish. You can see it's a shapely thing with an unusual non-round crown that is soft faceted with 4 sides and then triple row knurling. The watch is 100 meters water resistant, and it does have a screw down crown, so you have to screw it out if you want to set the watch. Now, no date and no seconds hand means that there are no practical benefits to hacking or quick setting, and the watch has neither. Let's take a quick look at the lume, and the watch has plenty. In fact, quarter Arabic numerals. The dial features what the brand describes as vertical sunburst, but I would say it's almost more like a tapestry dial, as this is far more than a brushed pattern. This is a deep texture that adds a 3-dimensional element to the dial. And what I like is that all the linear elements, the hands as well as the indices, have dimensions that closely mirror these stripes that run top to bottom. You can also see nice details like the hollow counterweight of the hour and minute hand there. And we have a very upright and vertical Arabic numeral font here, and then turn it all over. And Gerald Charles is very open about using a Vaucher movement here. It's the 401, the 5401, I should say. So 5401 is a Vaucher micro rotor automatic. Vaucher manufactures the movement arm of Parmigiani, just to backtrack. The 5401 is notable because it is only 2.67 millimeters thick with the micro rotor in the same plane as the rest of the train. It allows the watch to be as thin as a manual wind, but with the convenience of an automatic. Some of the decorative elements are customized, but it's got a lot of core 5401 elements, including a robust free-sprung balance. This is a 3 Hz beat rate. It's 5-position adjusted, the balance being free-sprung is both more shock-resistant and easier to adjust precisely because all the adjustments are done using pairs of eccentric masses on the spokes of the wheel. It's got a 50-hour power reserve, which is a nice reserve for a relatively slender caliber. And you can see it has darkened bridges in anthracite with stripes. We have engine turning on the base plate. Credible, mechanically applied, but credible beveling, and then polished screw heads with the Gerald Charles motifs and logo on the rotor. And as you can see, water resistant to 10 ATM or 100 meters. A worthy entry to the integrated bracelet steel sports watch category, and one that doesn't look or feel much like its peers in that crowded segment. So if you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.